to let you guys know, Eugene is coming out with a course for hips. Which again, most people, like, they think about knees, they think about low back and all that stuff, but like the hips are super integral to all that stuff because it's kind of your center, right? It's part of the core of your body, and the way that your hips move are going to determine like the health of some of the other parts of your body. And so for me, like, you know, Eugene's been super helpful with lots of different stuff with my body and everything else, but he's come out with a hip course. And one of the reasons why I'm just letting you guys know, if you're interested in training more, not getting injured as much, not having the pain in your hips, probably improving the quality of your knees and your low back and all that stuff. I know like a lot of people have low back pain. Your hips are directly linked to that. If your hips are out of whack, you're gonna have low back pain. It's just that they go hand in hand together. And so if you guys are interested in checking that out, Eugene, where can they go?
Well, it'll be live. It's going to be. It's already live. So it's grapplingrx.com. You can look at. It's called Optimized Hips. It's 6 courses. There's some extra content, but a lot of it's geared towards jiu-jitsu. It's like some of the problem areas in jiu-jitsu that we have, some of the issues like knee injuries. You know, it can really help if you have better hip mobility. It can really help protect your knees a lot better. You know, and it's just, I welcome any feedback. You know,
good guard retention too.
Yeah, guard retention. Even if you're doing squats and weightlifting, you have to have good full mobility in your hips. It's very important for posture, you know, even when passing guard, things like that. So,
well, that was something like when during the quarantine, I did a lot more stretching and movement and stuff for my hips and everything else. And I noticed that my squats were better. Like I was able to squat deeper with less pain in my knees.
Yeah.
Because I could sink, you know what I mean? Because my hips would just relax and kind of sink in. And then I noticed that when I came back to training, like some of that like really like kind of bendy type stuff where you're twisting around and whatever, I was able to do that because my hips were looser.
Sure.
And I was able to like bring my feet around and like, you know, those like last minute things where, you know, someone's passing your guard and then you just somehow manage to get that foot in place and come back in. I was able to do that stuff. So I was pretty impressed with myself. And so again, I would encourage you guys, if you don't take an active approach to your hips and in helping them, you probably should, because again, they take a beating from jiu-jitsu. You know, just the way that in day-to-day life too, because we sit all the time, stuff like that, they take a beating. And so it could be something that could really like help you out. I mean, you could take about, I've, you know, looked at the program, you could take a handful of the exercises and just start implementing those in on a daily basis. And that can make a difference in the way that your lower back feels, your knees and your hips, and just the whole body feels in the way that you're going to recover. So just something to check out. He's put it together and he's put a lot of work into it. So I wanted to make sure you guys know about it in case you're interested in training more and basically helping create a healthier body.
Yeah, if you have questions, shoot a message on the podcast, you know, the Jiu-Jitsu podcast at Gmail. If you have any questions, or send me an email at jujitsutherapist@gmail.com. So any of those fine. Hopefully it helps you. It's also one thing that I've really focused on was like Chew was talking about, end range, like with your legs all the way extended. That's kind of where injuries occur a lot of times. So I've worked into the course a lot of strengthening in these end ranges where you're kind of most vulnerable, which I think is not somewhere people train. We're really strong in kind of a mid-range. Legs kind of in a comfortable position, but if our legs are all the way extended or all the way in, being able to be strong there, that's really going to fight off injuries. And that's a big thing that everyone should train as well. It's a great way. And it's also got a kind of a self-assessment tool. So you're going to figure out what you suck at and what you need to improve on, and then you can go from there. So
cool. Check it out, guys.